Hello, I'm Matthew Johnson. I'm chair of the Common Sense Policy Group, professor of public policy at Northumbria University, and one of the co-authors of Basic Income, the Policy That Changes Everything. In this book, we demonstrate that basic income really does transform everything. By providing a payment that is sufficient to satisfy basic needs, that is secure insofar as it will not be taken away, and is predictable insofar as it is regular, we demonstrate that basic income can achieve outcomes in health, well-being, education, employment, crime, and pretty much every other outcome of importance to Britain can be achieved in ways that alternatives simply cannot. Basic income is transformative precisely because all human beings need social security. We recognise that increasing numbers of Britons, perhaps the vast majority of Britons, are exposed to risks of destitution that would have been unthinkable even 15 years ago. We recognise that the alternatives that we have available to us in this country simply cannot secure such a large number of our fellow citizens. When people criticise basic income for being too ambitious, they often suggest that a small tweak to universal credit, an increase, say, of £10, will achieve the kind of outcomes of importance to Britons. This is just simply untrue. All too often, we've seen policymakers supporting the piecemeal of the transformative, and with disastrous outcomes. Inequalities of wealth have increased, support for the far right has increased, and all the while, economic orthodoxy is leading us to ever worse economic outcomes. Basic income is a fundamentally transformative and redistributive measure. By virtue of all Britons receiving this payment, and by virtue of a highly progressive taxation system that taxes those at the top end more than they're currently taxed, and imposes wealth tax on those who've currently benefited from a wide range of tax arrangements, we can achieve highly redistributive outcomes that are largely unprecedented in recent history. And that redistribution is fundamentally important because both between communities and within communities, inequality is proving to be a blight, not just on everybody's daily lives, but also on precisely the kind of economic measures that the government is concerned with. Basic income redistributes to communities where that money is most needed, particularly in the northeast of England and other parts of provincial Britain. By investing in our communities through individuals, basic income enables people to take good risks, the risks that are going to benefit those individuals and their communities directly, and to avoid bad risks, the bad risks that lead people to injury, illness, and destitution. We need social security. We need a platform that gives us the ability to do additional things in order to renew Britain. Only basic income can do this. In the first instance, basic income ensures that we all have the capacity to satisfy our needs for better food, to heat our houses in ways that we've been unable for many years, and to, importantly, invest in the long term. Our health is necessarily the outcome of some of the decisions that we're forced to make in terms of investing in the short term or the long term. Basic income enables us to look to the future, to the distant future, and to invest in ways that improve our fitness, our health, and our capacity to care for those around us. When we talk about these individual crises in health, education, employment, crime, what we have to understand is that all of them can be addressed through this one single measure. We cannot deal with them individually and piecemeal through investment in particular services. We need to invest upstream in money. And in this regard, many critics of basic income who prefer, for example, systems like universal basic services need to reflect on the thought that free buses, free services cannot satisfy people's basic needs for food, warmth, and investment in the long term. Basic income gives us the platform to invest in those services and to ensure affordability in all of those different forms of infrastructure and service. But without basic income, it's just not possible to make good use of all of these different investments. When we think about the popularity of basic income, all too often opponents come back and say, well, this is a nice idea, but nobody in the right mind would vote for it. Why not? Why wouldn't people vote for a policy that actively enhances the things that are of critical importance to them, predominantly their social security? Basic income gives people money where they need it in order to do the things that they and we need them to do. This is the policy that changes everything, and there is no alternative to it. Thank you.